another episode of Key and Carry, where we key
and we carry.
I'm Damon.
I'm Troy.
And this is our review for the 6th episode of The Shit We Do for Love, produced by Kevon Burns. This episode was really drama.
Game changer. Yes.
And before we get into the game changer, we want to talk about our sponsor, wine. Guess what it is? No, I'm kidding. Ding, ding, ding. Barefoot again. Yeah. Pinot Grigio. And I just want to say, I don't know if we talked about this before on the show, but I love a cheap wine with a high alcohol content.
Definitely.
Got me all the way through college.
Yeah, just like kind of like crackhead liquor, but more sophisticated.
I would say it's definitely more healthier for you than crackhead liquor. I think it's just very sugary.
Yeah,
I think that's like the worst part about
cheap high alcohol content is.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's what we're sipping on in case you cared. But yeah, so this episode, what were your like initial thoughts?
Mess. Like it was crazy. A lot of shit came from left field. Like I was watching this episode and I was so lost. Like what happened? Because the previous episode, everybody was cool and vibing, copacetic, and this episode started and I was just like, whoa! I'm like, did I miss something?
Yeah, this episode definitely took a turn.
Yeah.
The first couple episodes where like people were actually dating, and then like it seemed like okay, so like after episode 5, it seemed like the whole show transitioned into like just drama.
Yeah,
which I don't know, I'm a little disappointed. I kind of wanted this show to be about dating. Like I wanted it to. I mean, of course, drama,
right?
You know, is gonna come, but like I kind of wanted it to be like, you know, they're going on dates and. You know, they still continue to go on dates.
Right.
But it just seemed like they kind of stopped.
Yeah, they got the drama, and it was just like, oh, fuck the dates. Like,
we
got drama. Like, yeah, I was looking forward to seeing dates and people actually, like, I guess, finding their significant other or just to see if people were compatible. Just, like, networking, as we say. But that's what I was looking forward to. And this episode was kind of a letdown.
Right. Yeah, I would, yeah, I just feel like it wasn't. Sorry, I just saw your camera and I didn't know if it had stopped recording. But
it's still recording.
Back into it. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy the drama though. So, you know, don't get us wrong, y'all. We are going to dive into this episode happily. But yeah, sorry, but Quentin has a big ass buckle in the opening credits.
Yes,
and it's in my notes for this episode.
That Texas belt buckle.
Everything must be bigger in Texas, apparently. I guess, because
that's what the girl said.
That was a big ass buckle. I'm like,
that was a cowboy buckle.
It was
like a cowboy belt buckle / a pair of brass knuckles.
You think it could turn into? I think so too.
You could definitely put that bitch like around your knuckles and straight crack somebody.
So, what moments? What's one moment that stood out to you in this episode?
The first moment that really had me like, what the fuck, was the opening scene of Will and Travis and Malcolm's. Their outing, but the outing went from them.
Is this the hotel?
No, this was when they were shading Quentin.
Oh, the coffee day.
Yeah, that's what it was. I'm sorry, thank you. The coffee day.
Okay,
where they were supposed to go out, drink coffee and all of that shit, and they ended up dragging Quentin. So when the scene first started, I was kind of like zoned out. I was doing something else, and then when I heard Malcolm talking, I was like, oh, damn, I wonder who he's talking about.
Right.
Because I thought he had another date, and it just wasn't compatible, or they weren't compatible, so he was just reading that person. But I found out that he was talking about Quentin, so I had to go back to the previous episode, like, did I miss something? Like, what happened? Like, they were just cool, and he's like literally just dogging Quentin. Like, I was so confused, but I was like, where is this coming from?
To me, it seemed like one of those things where, I don't know, it seemed like one of those things where like you vent to your friend about like a dude you were talking to, but I think because it's a show, it just seems a little, I don't know, it just seems a little like whack.
Yeah.
To me. Like, I could see myself being like, oh, I was talking to this dude, and like every time we hung out, he was always late. Like, blah, 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 like petty shit. But it just seemed like in this scenario, it seemed weird because we know Quentin and it's a show. And it just seems kind of weird that you're like airing this dude out after you just talked about how you had feelings for him. You was trying to plan a third date while in the middle of planning a second date. But it's funny how that happens. Like, people are head over heels for you, but the second
y'all stop seeing each other,
all of these things come out of nowhere. Your breath stank. Like, you can't.
He's like, he didn't work. He smokes all the time. Like, I couldn't even get a McDouble from like McDonald's. Like, the list just went on, and I was like, you hurt, bro. Like,
as someone who smokes, like, how would you feel if somebody was like you were into them, you liked them, but they were like, smoking's a deal breaker.
Bye. Shit. Right. Yeah, bye. I'm not gonna change. Like, if it was a negative, like if I was smoking meth or crack.
Well, yeah, of course. But then you would need rehab. Like, that's.
But yeah, like, I'm not gonna change like my habits for somebody. No.
Right. No. Yeah, I completely agree. I think it was kind of weird that like Malcolm kind of like, it's almost like he was approaching Quentin as if he wanted him to stop.
Yeah.
Which seems so weird because I'm like, if I was in Malcolm's situation, even though like I liked Quentin, I would be like, well, I guess we're just gonna have to break up if that's a deal breaker. Because I'm not even gonna ask you to stop smoking. Like, it's just,
especially that early in like our relationship, friendship, whatever you want to call it.
Right. Because if I was on the other side, I'm definitely not about to give up smoking for you. Like, you know, so it's like I wouldn't even assume that somebody would, you know, give it up for me. Like, you know, so it just seemed like a whole weird situation.
Yeah. It was, I'm just confused on, like, how Malcolm went from, oh, Quentin's such a great guy, and I like everything about him, he's perfect for me, but the smoking is a deal breaker. Like,
well, he said that in the beginning, and, I mean, I get it, to each his own, but, I don't know, to just keep dragging it on, like, I mean, if you knew smoking was a deal breaker for you, why would you continue to date this person? You know, like,
broke up with him, then came back. Like,
true. That's a big point. Because you wouldn't have came back if you, you know. Yeah. I don't really get the point. I mean, I kind of get it because it's like, okay, like, if you smoke, you might smell like smoke sometimes. Yeah. You know, I mean, I guess he was thinking way far in the future because he was like, if we have kids, we don't smoke on kids. But I'm like, I mean, to each his own. But I think to me, it was just the fact that he was bad-mouthing Quentin. Yeah. Like, it was just like, he ain't got no job. Does he have a job? Like, you know, I don't know. To me, it just seemed kind of weird. Yeah. And then on top of that, it seemed weird that, like, we know that Travis liked or had a crush on Malcolm. So for him to, like, be so quick to jump in and shade somebody that he used to date is kind of weird, too. So... yeah. You
know, they have a bromance. No, nigga, you were curved. So, now he's your friend. But, that bromance. Like, that's...
It just, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Just knowing, especially since, I guess, Quentin doesn't know Travis. At all. Yeah. So, you know. I don't know. I feel like I might be the friend that's like, I'm going to let you get your jokes. Yeah. But I'm also going to be like, well, damn. Like, really? Like, you should be at a job. Like, oh, my, you know. So...
Did you have a moment that stood out to you?
That was actually one of my moments because that's why I wait so in. Sorry. But I would say my moment is D'Angelo and Malcolm's dates. Yes. It was
awkward.
It was a little awkward. It wasn't as awkward as some of the dates that have happened on the show, but I don't know. I just didn't get the chemistry.
I didn't either. It was almost like you said, like two platonic friends just hanging out. Yeah. There wasn't chemistry, and then
they were like holding hands and kissing. Yeah. I still don't feel like y'all are like into each other. But...
it's weird because I felt like Malcolm wasn't into the date with Angelo, kind of how Quentin wasn't really into the first couple of dates. Yes. With how Quentin was into the first couple of dates with like Malcolm. But it's weird because like you saw, I won't say like Quentin wasn't feeling. He was kind of hesitant to open up, which I can understand. But like, you can literally see like Malcolm chasing after Quentin on these dates, and then with this date or Malcolm's date with Angelo, it was like the opposite. Like Angelo was kind of like all over Malcolm, like kissing him, and Malcolm was kind of like.
Was he all over Malcolm like he was all over Ryan? Because remember, Ryan said that I guess the first time they hung out, he hopped on him.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna have to take anything Ryan says. I'm gonna have to take it with a grain of salt.
Anything D'Angelo says, I'm gonna have to take with a grain of salt.
True. Anything anybody on this show says, we're gonna take with a grain of salt.
Who's the most trustworthy person on this show? Like, who? If somebody says something, you're like, I believe it. I think I would probably say
Damien. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Oh, I guess. I mean, is he really a part of the show? Like, no shade, but like, maybe season 2, but I just feel like we didn't really get to see him like that.
Just, he hasn't been...
I would say maybe Quentin.
I was gonna say Quentin, but I don't know. Damien he wasn't a part of the season like everybody else, but he seems to be like the least preoccupied with like the drama.
Yeah.
Other people's business. So if he came to me and was like, I don't know, like Rod and Angelo smashed or something, or Angelo wanted to buy me like some shoes, I'd be like, bitch, you lying. You lying.
But yeah, it just seemed it didn't seem awkward, it just seemed platonic. Like it just seemed like friends that, hang out. And yeah, it was still a cute date. It seemed like they had fun. Do you see them lasting?
No, they don't seem compatible. They seem better as friends. I do want to also add that the transition from them reading Quentin, from Travis and Malcolm reading Quentin, to the scene with Malcolm and Angelo's date was weird. Like, you had them reading Quentin, and then instantly he went to his date.
Malcolm.
Yeah, he instantly went on his date with like Angelo. So I'm like, can we kind of get some of this like broken up? Like, he went from just dogging like I guess his ex to going on another date and being in like a different mindset. So editing on this show is kind of spotty. I like the show, but it's kind of spotty.
Yeah. The time frame is a little weird. It's a little hard to follow. And then I'm just interested in like what they consider like dating versus relationship versus just talking. Yeah. Because
nobody on the show knows how to fucking date.
Yeah.
First of all,
it's a little weird because they'll say like, oh, like we'll get to it, but like it just seems kind of weird that like y'all supposed to be dating, and I feel like when you date, it's like you might be going out with multiple people. Yeah. And I feel like other people know that. Yeah. And so
it's like a lot of secrets and hiding on this show
for no reason. Yeah. Like it just seems kind of weird. But did you have any other moments that stood out before we get
Thelma and Louise Part 2. The whole Travis and Will hotel room.
Oh my god.
Like this is Part 3 of this beef. Why are y'all beefing?
What are
y'all haven't dated? The only interaction I've seen y'all have was at the hookah lounge, and then y'all made amends the episode after that, and now y'all back beefing. All of that
because they have like strong personalities, and then it's also some. I hate Twitter shit. I hate Twitter shit, Instagram shit. Yeah. Honestly, I just feel like if somebody said something about me on Twitter, I could give two shits. I really could care less. I mean, you didn't have enough balls to say it to my face, so like, I just don't care about it, and it's not integral to the show. They don't reference it on the show, so it's like, who cares, you know?
Yeah, they basically did all that pushing just to sit down and just act like they weren't in the room with each other.
Yes, they really did salsa across the whole entire apartment, the entire hotel suite to like just sit down and talk. Right. And it kind of reminds me of G-Status. Yes. Where the second season that's out now that we do reviews on. Watch that too. Yes. But it kind of reminds me of that when they like literally threw all these, dishes and broke all this shit. and then they outside having a civil conversation.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all could have did this
inside the restaurant. And save production their money. But that was my final moment.
I just think they want each other.
Yeah, they just need to get it on. Yeah. See what it's giving, and then keep it moving. Also, I want to add that Ryan made that situation worse.
He did.
People like that interject, you only make the situation worse. Mm-hmm. One, because the people that you're trying to separate, they're only going to yell over you. Like, if you're trying to separate them and they're trying to get to each other, you're making the situation worse. First of all, like, you're like, oh, I got shit going on. I don't know what you got going on. You could have left. If that wasn't an environment that you felt like you should have been in, or it was like a bad space for you, or like whatever you got going on, you should have just left. Like, don't be in an environment trying to talk over people who want to fight. And then, like, he was doing the most. He was doing the absolute most. Like,
I feel like he thought he was trying to help, but I don't know. I feel like if two people are yelling at each other and you come in as a third person yelling, like,
especially when you have nothing to do with the situation or you don't know about the situation, just let production handle that shit. Like, I just would have sat my black ass on the couch and kept drinking.
Sip my drink, caught all the shade.
Nothing to do with me.
Like, but I forgot that was in this episode. The whole hotel, little debacle, and they just bumping bellies and not doing anything. And I think Ryan even said that, like, y'all did all that and y'all ain't even nobody even fought. Like,
pushing each other across the hotel room. Also smashing D'Angelo in between them. Like,
smashing it.
Remember, he was like trying to break them. Like, D'Angelo, sit your scrawny ass down. Like,
I thought you were gonna say like smashing D'Angelo in between time. I was like, wait, when did this
D'Angelo was trying to separate them, and it was.
I remember exactly what you're talking about, but like, it was just the smashing and D'Angelo. That was like, excuse me.
I should have said they were sandwiching D'Angelo. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we know D'Angelo. Will had D'Angelo hot, and we know that D'Angelo used to mess with Ryan, so
true.
Not saying that y'all all in cahoots. I'm just,
shit, they could be.
They could have been a sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
That has been a few of our standout moments from this episode. Mm-hmm. You are watching Key and Carrie. We will be right back with the second half of our show.
Yes.
Peace.
Stay tuned.
And we are back with our second half of the Key and Carrie show, where we key
and we carry.
I'm Troy.
No, I'm Troy. I'm Troy.
I'm Damon. And I'm not whining. I promise. But yeah, so now we're gonna talk about our fave of the episode. So who was your fave?
Honestly, I didn't have a fave this episode.
You know what's kind of crazy? I remember the first episode that we did, you said that like you didn't have a least favorite, and now you're like, I don't have a favorite. So that's kind of crazy.
I was thinking about that when I was taking my notes. Like, it was just crazy. Like, I remember you saying like, wait until the rest of the season plays out. And it's my faves and least faves are shifting, changing. But yeah, I didn't have a favorite of the episode. I just honestly put down production for their camera work, for them tolerating the castmates, and for them publishing this episode.
Also, your least fave was production for not having a least favorite on the first episode.
That's true.
Like, so it's like backwards, but that's so funny.
Yeah, production was my favorite episode.
I could see that. This episode had some. I think everybody was showing their ass this episode.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
definitely.
And it's crazy because I don't really have one either. I guess I would say like, I don't know. I guess I would probably say like maybe Malcolm, because he just wasn't. I mean, he didn't really do anything this episode, but like I don't even think we saw him in this episode, did we?
Yeah, he shaded Quentin. Him and Travis.
Oh, I meant Quentin, not Malcolm.
Okay.
I meant Quentin.
Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably say Quentin.
Okay.
Also, I just kind of feel bad because I feel like it's one thing to like date somebody and then it doesn't work out, and then you have to go through that period where you're like, oh, it sucks that it didn't work out. But then also to see like that person being like, they never bought anything for me. I don't even know if they work. They smoke. Like, it just kind of like
a slap in the face.
Yeah. So Yeah, I would say he's my favorite, and I feel like he's still pretty chill.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I don't think we've gotten to it yet, but when the opportunity came for him to speak on Malcolm, he said nice words.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like that's really interesting.
Yeah, that says a lot about his character.
Yeah,
it does.
A lot about someone else's character.
Mm-hmm.
But who was your least fave?
Everyone in the hotel room. Everyone in that fucking hotel room.
You gotta choose one. One's gotta go.
If I had to choose one, okay, it's not Angelo. It's honestly between Ryan and probably Ryan and Travis.
Okay.
Ryan just because he was doing the most throughout the argument, and then Travis because it's always drama with him. Where are the dates? Where's the love? Where's the vibes? You know, it's always drama with him. So
it's kind of unfortunate just because I feel like I'm not putting this on him. I'm not saying that that's what they're trying to do, but like he is like more like full figure. So I would have liked to see him kind of go on dates. You know, like not to say I don't see full figure people date in real life, but like I just would have liked to see what his date, you know, is like, and like the fact that he's one of the only people, not the only person, but like it's him and Ryan, right? Yeah. So like the fact that he didn't really go on any dates is kind of disappointing. But that goes into the fact that the show doesn't. It literally like became something else after episode 5.
Definitely.
So
it's crazy because not Travis. I'm sorry. Will also told him like we can go on a date. Like even if
that was production. Where was that was literally the let's put these two people on a date. It would have been hilarious because they don't like each other. But I feel like they would have came to a common ground. Like
they're probably better off as friends. Like,
but it would have been funny to see them.
Yeah, definitely.
So
yeah, he was. I'm gonna say Travis was my least fave for the episode.
Okay. I would say my least fave was Ding Ding Malcolm because I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like it's not a good look to trash talk people that you were once. And like I said, I could see this happening in private. Like you and your friend, you're just talking. Kitchen table talking. Nothing that's gonna get out. But the fact that it's on a show is a little not a good look.
Not only that, like the previous episodes, like you were praising this dude. Well, Malcolm was praising this dude, literally head over heels. Yeah. And then y'all have a bad breakup and you're trashing him. It's tacky as fuck.
It's a little. Yeah, it's also kind of like whack because, like we were saying, like it's almost like he was head over heels for Quentin, and then once y'all break up, all of a sudden he's what did he say? He had anger issues. I think he said he was emotionally unintelligent or something like that. But yeah, he was just saying like, oh, like he insinuated that he didn't work. Yeah,
all he did was smoke weed.
Yeah, and so like, yeah, to me that's just such a turn off. Yeah, you're just like, even like as somebody that obviously you're not talking about me, but like just me looking at it is like, ew, like, what's gonna happen to the next person that you date? Are you gonna talk shit about them too? Like, so. I feel like there's just like maybe like a code, and not always, but I don't know. I feel like there's maybe a code that you go by when you're dating somebody, where it's like, okay, like I'm not gonna like trash talk you, like why would I? What do I get out of that? So but yeah, he was my least fave. Yeah, that whole little scene was kind of whack to me.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Yeah. What about your look? What looks?
Surprisingly, Brian's overall look at the hotel, I liked it. The pink hat, the black and white shirt with the print, and then I don't know what brand of like overalls they were, but I thought it was dope. Like, he even had the pants leg kind of rolled up, and then he had like the high socks, and then like the Nikes. I was like, okay.
I wonder how he kept them up. Because I like my overalls to be baggy, and I think his were baggy. So, like, I wonder how he kept them, like, up on his, body.
That's a good question. But I did like that fit.
Okay.
I did like the fit. Not his energy, but the fit.
I think my, so my standout look was, and this is no shade. I promise you, it's gonna sound shady, but it's not. D'Angelo's eyebrows. I love strong eyebrows. I love thick eyebrows. Not everybody can rock them, of course, but just like naturally really thick eyebrows, I really like, and I feel like they frame his face really well.
They do. The shape of his eyes are nice.
Yeah,
they like accent the shape of his eyes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he has very like doe eyes.
Yeah,
like they're very big, and it's kind of funny because when he's in the confessional sometimes and he's saying things, he'll like look at the camera and like these just big doe eyes. But yeah, I would say like his eyebrows are like, I didn't notice them really until watching his date with Malcolm.
Okay,
I was like, oh my god, his eyebrows are so thick, but they're not like thick to the point where it's like a unibrow or anything. It's just like two thick eyebrows. So yeah, I really like his eyebrows. But yeah, D'Angelo's eyebrows are amazing. Love them. So
I agree.
Did you have like a messy moment?
Malcolm revealing how much of a bottom he is. Like, that was hurt bottom. Like,
you know what? I won't stand for this bottom slander. I don't think it's just bottoms. I think tops get hurt too.
Like, I'm assuming he was the top in that relationship.
Yeah. But
the energy he gave while he was talking to Travis about Malcolm definitely gave hurt bottom.
But tops get hurt too, though. That's the thing. Tops. It's almost like the same with like straight men and women. Like people think like, oh, men don't care, and some of them don't. But like some of them definitely do. Like some of them definitely get their feelings about stuff. Yeah,
he was definitely giving like bottom energy.
Oh my god. He was. I'm not gonna change your mind. You're like.
Yeah, he was definitely giving bottom energy. It was just
bottom's supposed to be like more emotional.
I won't say like bottoms are like more emotional. It's just him going in on his ex with his good girlfriend. It just reminds me of like a.
I feel like tops do that though.
Messy.
Like I feel like I could see a top doing that. Like.
Yeah, he giving me bottom teeth.
I hate you so much.
Sorry. Yeah.
Problematic. Like. Election.
Yeah, he was giving. He was being messy as fuck.
He was being very messy. I was not. Yeah, I was just like, this is whack.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I wasn't here for it.
To trash talk your ex with a nigga that likes you,
right?
That you curve, that's low as fuck. But yeah, did you have a messy moment, shadiest moment?
I kind of had a messy moment. I guess you could say it's messy. But when Angelo and Malcolm were on the date, and Angelo was talking about, or no, not Angelo, Malcolm was talking about how I guess he just finished 200 days of celibacy. And so I only like noted this because I also had the same thought that D'Angelo had in response to him saying this. And he was like, does that count as does masturbation count? Because I was like, wait, damn, does masturbation count? Like, or
I think some people count like masturbation as celibacy.
Okay, he didn't count it.
Oh,
because when D'Angelo asked him, he said no, that like not counting masturbation. Which I'm like, that's kind of that's easy. Like if you're masturbating, like you can definitely make it that far. Like, yeah, but I mean, I guess it wasn't messy for him to ask that, but like
his response,
yes, was a little messy. I tried not to do the obvious because I feel like we definitely harped on it, but we talked about Malcolm and Travis. But yeah, did you have a reality rewind moment?
Yeah, I just wanted to point out a lot of the, I guess, relationships on reality television that went all the way left. So, I kind of want to use Malcolm and Quentin's, I guess, Malcolm's scene with Travis. So, Camila and Amy from BGC8, you know, they hooked up, and they actually ended up fighting.
Yeah, they did.
Was not as messy as, Quentin.
Is that a different vibe? I've never fought someone that I've, like...
That's a whole different vibe. Yeah, that's the praying match.
How do you, like... I don't know. Like, I've just never felt like I just wanted to put my hands on somebody that, like,
yeah.
Because you're like, oh, like, even if I'm, like, mad at you, like, I'm like, oh, like, but I can't, like, hit you. Like, that's just...
Right.
Yeah, like, oh, you're just not somebody off the street,
right.
you know? So,
two more. Talona Candace from BGC 16.
Are these all BGC related?
No, one Love and Hip Hop.
Okay.
Carly Poop. Oh, I'm sorry. Carly Red, Pooh, and the nigga Hiram Hicks. You know, we won't go too much into that storyline, but
soil sheets.
Fighting.
When you say "let me put my clothes on," I'm from Long Beach.
Those are fight words.
And I'm like, how many scenarios are there where you're saying "let me put my clothes on," and to me that activates you want to fight?
Right. Almost kind of like what was that BDC 11 when Shanae was taking her socks off?
Yeah.
I see you taking your socks off.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but
I feel like that's between lovers, which puts this on brand. Like, let me put my clothes on. Like, we just had a session, and now.
Yes.
Do you think that happened with Akeem and Zion? Akeem and Zion.
Are we going back to this Akeem and Miami scenario again?
You know what? Let's not go there. Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
Let's look up the third person to ask them. No. Okay, but my last moment or my last relationship. Mm-hmm. Carly Red, Pooh, and the nigga Hiram Hicks.
Oh my god.
Like, it started with a 3-way and some soiled sheets, and then it just went all the way left down in, was it Jamaica they went to? And it just boiled over. I think it was Jamaica.
It happened before that.
Oh yeah, it started like during the season, and then it kind of culminated or ended, and I think it was Jamaica.
Carly wasn't claiming
Pooh. Yeah, as her friend.
Yes.
Pooh felt some type of way.
Yes.
So that's when Pooh brought up the whole, we had a threesome and you soiled my bed sheets. Terrible.
I feel like that also goes in line with this episode, where it's like, I mean, we all know, like, it's an ass, and we know what asses are meant to do. They can do other things, but we know what their primary function is.
Oh my god.
So if that is to happen, that is what is expected.
Yes.
That is what the body does.
Yes.
So
people, just make sure you out here clean.
Yes.
Don't have nobody walking down the street saying, I heard mama pussy stank. We definitely don't need any more of that type of energy.
Yes.
Not in 2020. Not in 2020.
Right. And don't be messing with no tops that's very, like, quick to, like, tell your teeth.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm just like, especially when she said that, I was like, I mean, it happened.
Yeah.
Like,
and then the fact that she chased Carly all season to be like, we were friends, but I want to admit it. You literally telling the world that there was an accident in the bedroom. Like,
right.
I know, I don't want to be.
You can't keep your mouth shut.
Right.
Obviously, I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to claim you as a friend if you're telling the world that. But yeah, that was my reality rewind. Just a couple of iconic reality television couples that started off good, but they went left ultimately.
Okay. Yes, I'm here for it. I would say my reality rewind is all the times that some Twitter shit basically led to, I guess, like, even more beef amongst people on the show. So I guess I could, like, center on Bad Girls Club, because I feel like
definitely.
that happens a lot.
That was my first thought as soon as you said that.
And so yeah, like, I just feel like a lot of times, like, even now, even in 2020, Bad Girls Club has been off since what?
2017.
2017, yeah. So, like, even now, like, I feel like the internet, and no shade, but a lot of the, like fans of Bad Girls Club will play a role in, like, the beef of two people. Because you'll see two people beefing, and it's like, y'all weren't even on the same season. So it's like, how do y'all even, how do y'all not like each other? Y'all didn't even have a chance to, like, you know, dislike each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like that internet beef goes deep, and you see that on this show.
Yeah.
Where it's like people don't like each other, and it's like, what? And it's like, oh, internet shit, you know. And so I feel like that gets exasperated, and then by the time the reunion comes, people are ready to like fight you over some shit. That, fight you over some shit that happened online.
Yeah.
And I want to center one specific moment.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Bad Girls Club. We're gonna keep it Bad Girls Club.
Okay.
The last season of Bad Girls Club, not New York, East Coast versus West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
So at the reunion, I guess Bree, a replacement, had some beef with Susan, an original, and so I guess they were going back and forth over some internet shit. And Susan was acting like she didn't know her, but I think she might have known her, but it just seemed like some shit that like maybe the fans had like
amped up.
Yes. And so that was like a prime example of like some internet beef.
Yeah.
Because they weren't in the house together.
Right.
She was her replacement.
Right.
So it's like, how did you, you know, so.
Even, I'm sorry to cut you off, but even with like the come up, we saw on the most recent season, Dion and Spanky go into it over some internet shit. They are even on the same fucking season. Like, two different locations. I don't understand why they have beef.
Right.
Like, Dion is all the way in fucking Atlanta. Spanky's all the way up north in New York. Like, what's the beef?
How do you feel about internet beef? So, like...
pointless. A waste of fucking time.
Yeah.
I don't see myself arguing with somebody online. It's so draining. Like, it's draining. Especially, like, if we live in the same city. Yes. Why not just link up and just fight?
And I will say, like, I mean, obviously, or probably not with a show like this show, but like bigger shows like Bad Girls Club, for instance. The fans will really like, they'll take something that like somebody else said in like a Periscope or an Instagram live video, and they'll take that to the person that they said it about. And then that gets that person feeling some type of way, and then they start beefing.
Right.
And it's like, this show is over.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, I don't know. It's just kind of, I don't know. Like, I'm just not into, like, Twitter beef or Instagram beef.
Right. Yeah. So, shout out to all the former Bad Girls that still have beef in 2020, even though the show's been over like 3 years.
Yeah.
So, shout out to that.
Right. Who is your favorite Bad Girl?
Oh, favorite Bad Girl. Kat, BGC5.
Kat, okay. Oh yeah, we touched on her a couple on, what was it? Our
first episode, I believe.
First episode.
Yeah, hands down, Kat from BGC5.
Okay.
Who would be yours?
Honestly, Kat. I think I would say Kat. She was one of the few girls that went into the house. I feel like she was genuinely herself, and I think that's what I flock to, is someone who is genuinely themselves. Like, don't be somebody who you think you should be, or somebody who you think could run the house. Like, be yourself. Right. And I feel like she was genuinely herself, and I feel like people saw that and was like, you know, and she was still able to like get the other girls' respect. Yeah. But being herself, you know.
She was also, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
She was also loyal as hell. Like, she was loyal as shit to Kristen and to Morgan. Yeah. Like, when they kicked Morgan stuff out, or put Morgan stuff outside the house, like, Kat was snapping, and she literally had the whole house shook. Like,
she did.
The girls were shook. Like, that Philly came out. And so it happened.
And I remember her, I think she did a recent interview saying that, like, I guess, like, reality TV really helped her. I guess just with like people knowing who she is and like helping with her follow count, and like obviously if people follow you, they're more likely to see things that you're selling or things that you're trying to do. So I'm glad that like helped her. Like, you know, because she was like, well, you know, if you're on reality TV, it's gonna help you no matter what. Right. You're on national television. So yeah, same Bad Girl. Shout out to that. Yeah.
Shout out to Kat.
Bad Girl.
Yep. Shout out to Kat for being a badass.
Yes.
Like,
we love you, Kat. Yeah. We don't know who Beans is. But we love you, Kat. We have no idea who
you
Beans
ain't have
is.
to do that.
It's your producer. We don't know. But this has been the 6th the review of the 6th episode of The Shit We Do for Love.
Yes.
And yeah, this has been Key and Carrie, where we Key.
And we Carrie.
I'm Damon.
I'm Troy.
And yeah.
Also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Yes.
Share.
Yes.
Also, give a follow to the Kevon Burns online, the producer who edits this show and publishes it on YouTube.
Yeah.
So go give them a follow and subscribe.
Yeah, it's a really. I know we talked about how the show kind of divulged into something different than we thought it would be, but it's still a good show. It's still entertaining. It's still good to watch. I will say, I mean, obviously, it's after the fact, but the fact that okay, this show is about dating. So all we're seeing is dating. We're not seeing their jobs, which is fine because it's about dating.
Right.
But when you kind of I feel like once you stop the dating, it's well, what do we have?
Right.
We just have drama. But with other shows, it's okay, we have this drama, but we also have them doing their career stuff.
Right.
So I just hope that season 2 we see more dating.
Right.
I enjoy the show. I like the drama too. Don't get me wrong, but I do want to see more dating.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Yeah.
I definitely agree.
Do we have a comment question for the people, for the church, the ministry?
How did you guys feel about Malcolm trashing Quentin? What was your reaction? I feel like it's gonna be a comment he's an asshole, fuck him. So that's not a question. I feel like everybody feels the same on that.
I think so I know they talked about in one of the outtakes who would you want to be quarantined with? Who would you want to be quarantined with? Quarantine day. Who would you want to be, shacked up with for a good 2 months, 2.5 months?
We want 2 months.
Yeah, I mean that was what quarantine started
March,
and ended what? End of May, mid-May maybe.
I'm gonna say the end of May.
Yeah. So
June. Yeah. Who would you pick to be quarantined with?
I think I would want to be quarantined with Quentin.
Okay.
I feel like Quentin seems like the type that is chill, but he wants his personal space. I like my personal space. I'm kind of a loner, so I want to kiki chill with you, but platonically. But I also want to hang out.
Yeah.
So I feel like he would understand that. So what about you?
It's been 2 months with this motherfucker.
Yes.
Damn. 2 months.
There is no romantic implications, but I mean, you can put those implications on if you want.
Ooh, because according to Dennis Reynolds, it's all about the implication. So, I mean, that's what he said.
Not the implication.
It's the implication.
In the fact that you're literally trapped with this person in a confined space for a long amount of time.
Yes, it's the implication. I guess I would say Quentin.
Quentin.
Ryan. No. Alante. Alante seems pretty chill.
Okay.
Yeah, he seems pretty chill.
Do you want to kind of elaborate on that?
Just when he's not being all extra, this next episode, but he seems pretty. When he's not being extra, he seems pretty chill. He seems like he can hold a conversation. He seems laid back. Yeah, he just seems laid back.
Okay.
I don't know, he's drink, maybe smoke a couple blunts or whatever.
Okay.
So yeah, he just seems like he'd be a really chill person to be quarantined with.
Okay. I can see that. I can see that. Yeah. Okay.
No implications there, but
no implications.
Yeah, no implications. Like you said, strictly platonic.
But yeah, do you have any lasting thoughts?
Just again, I guess thank you to the production team for having the patience to put up with the entire crew and filming and editing. So.
I would say as someone who went to school and like currently pursues a career in video production, it is not easy. It is very time consuming.
Yeah.
You have to wrangle all these, and like I don't think people think about the fact that you have to wrangle all these personalities in. Like you see them on the show, but then like sometimes they actually act like that, and so it's like you really have to just deal with this person who's, you know, being difficult. But and then like also just wanting it to look a certain way, and like all the equipment, all the people that are attached to it. Like shout out to them. Like I would like to do something like this in the future, and you know, I look up to it. You know? This is a mold that I could kind of look at. So shout out to them. So we will be back with another episode soon. You know, we're trying to put our content out, you know, at the right time.
Trying to get the ball rolling.
Kind
of have a good footing since we kind of have the majority of the proper equipment. But it's been fun. Like I'm enjoying this. Like
me too. Like honestly, like I mean, obviously I want people to watch. But like honestly, like I just love talking about these shows. Because I talked about them. I mean, I would think about them as I watched them, but I never had like an outlet to talk about them. And I feel like this is the moment. So.
And not only that, but these shows that we review, we see faces that are similar to us. Like gay African American men. So they might not be like painted in the best light all the time, but like it's cool that we can review a show and see faces that look familiar or similar to ours.
And like I also feel like it gives us the opportunity to be imperfect, I guess you could say. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not here for people throwing dishes at a restaurant, but you know, like it just gives. I know people aren't perfect. I'm not perfect, so like I know, like watching it, like even if you do something that I don't personally like, I know it's you. You're human. You know, you're gonna make mistakes. So I just enjoy watching, you know, these stories and like people, you know, just living their lives, I guess.
I feel you.
Especially since like a lot of these people like have jobs. You know, like and they're like, you know, trying to strive. You know.
That was one of the things that Quentin said, and that's what made me like become a fan of his. Like he works 12, 13 hours a day. He has to come home, shower, change his clothes, and then go meet Malcolm, hang out, and then get ready to go back to work the next day.
That's real, because I feel like I've also felt that, where it's like, damn, I'm dating this person, I'm talking to this person, and I want to see them, but I'm tired.
It's
you know,
hard trying to balance like dating life and trying to work like crazy. So.
And you don't want to be like, because I know me, like I get in a mood sometimes, especially when I'm tired, and I'm like, I don't want to be like a dick to you. You know, and you're like, well, damn, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I'm just in my own feelings because I'm tired, but you know, I understand. But so, we're gonna end this episode. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share. So yeah, we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.